David, nice to see you again. Good place to start as any. Squad-wise, how are we looking in terms of the guys who were available at Sunderland last weekend?
Everyone apart from Ben Gibson. Gibbo unfortunately will be out till Christmas with a stress fracture in his metatarsal, which he got in training. But everybody else looks fine and healthy.
So just to clarify, that was post because he obviously featured against Sunderland, so he's done that this week.
Yeah. Wasn't training.
Any surgery with that metatarsal?
No, he had a scan yesterday, so the good news is obviously he does not need a surgery. The bad news is that he will be out for a period of time, a few weeks, so approximately till Christmas.
That is obviously a blow, experienced player. Does it impact in terms of central defensive options? The reason I ask is obviously Grant Hanley, you said last week ideally he'd leave it until after November to bring him back in. Does he now have to maybe fast track him a little bit more into your thoughts?
No, we stick to our plan, even if we have to say our plan was that he will play on Monday some minutes, which unfortunately was not possible because the under-21s game got called off. He will play tonight. In the under-21s game, another step, and then we will see how he progresses, comes over this game tonight, how he will looks like next week. In general, it doesn't change that I'm very happy with his progression so far, but we will not rush this as we said, as much as we obviously are desperate to have him back on the grass in the matchday squad as well. But I think it makes sense to be very sensible with this because we speak not about 7 days, we speak about 7 months where he was not playing team football, and this is why we are really looking forward to tonight where he gets his first minutes.
Would that be ideally a 45 tonight? Would that still be planned?
No, we think he will play more because fitness-wise from his Achilles, everything looks perfect. Obviously, then he will miss Sunday's game, can recover proper. So 60-75 minutes, I think this should be our aim.
Clearly another part of this dimension, you've got Danny Bart as well, but does Jayden Warder now come into your thinking? I meant to ask you about him last week because Fulham, we saw what he did that night, but you'd not had him in any of your squads since then. What were your thoughts for that? And as I say, now in the light of the news with Ben Gibson, does he now come into the equation?
Yeah, absolutely. So Jayden is a squad member, played fantastic against Fulham in the Cup. Is with us always in training, and if he makes it in the squad, he's with us. If not, he plays under-21s football. This means he played a lot of football so far, so he is in contention for sure.
And in terms of the keeper situation, as Reyes come back, as you said, that was the plan. Yeah, he's now back in the building.
Yeah, this is exactly how it is. Gunny progresses rehab as we thought. It looks like that he can be back in training maybe the second week of the international break. He will be back for the first game after the international break. This is how it looks like, but he will not make it earlier.
Okay. In terms of, not spoken about in the last few press conferences yet, Jakob Sorensen, where are we with him now?
Yeah, Lungi unfortunately is a problem, is a bigger issue. So I really feel for the lad because he's such a great character, such a very good human. He got another consultant. He got an injection therapy as well 2 weeks ago. It wasn't successful, so it looks like that he needs another surgery, and he will be out for further few weeks. So we can't at the minute plan with him, and I can't give a real time frame on him when he will be back in training, in team training, or in contention to play.
Is that, just to clarify, David, still the sort of pelvic related issue?
Yeah. So we haven't solved this issue so far. It's in this region. Unfortunately, I'm not a specialist to give you a better answer, but at the end of the day, the first surgery was not successful. The injection therapy was not successful as well. So he's seen a further consultant and he advised another surgery, which he will do next week. This is at the minute the plan. And then hopefully we get this issue solved. So obviously, as I said, I feel really for him, but I've had a chat with him yesterday. It's a tough period, but like always in life, after a lot of rain, there will be the moment when the sun shines again, and this will be for him as well. And I'm really looking forward when he is fit and healthy again.
Just one more on the sort of fitness-related issues. Ashley Barnes, are we more or less hopeful this side of November, or is that a bit optimistic?
No, I'm super confident that he will be back after the international break, like always planned. This is everything how it looks like. This was my last information, which I had from the medical department yesterday as well. So he is on track, and will be back after the international break, like Gunny as well.
Moving on, not meant to be a facetious question, but can you sort of give us an idea of what your week's been like, since Sunderland and the reaction?
Listen, at the end of the day, obviously, we had a very disappointing week, points-wise, performance-wise as well. But like always, I think it makes no sense to hide away from it. You have to stay strong, and you have to name what went wrong, and you have to make sure that everybody knows we expect more from us, that our standards are a different level which we expect from us, and we have to come back to it. This means a lot of training on the pitch, video meetings which we had, and meetings with the players as well. And I think it's very important that we make clear, and I said this to the guys as well, make sure you are focused on the things which you can control. Me as a manager, and they as a player as well. Don't get driven away by anything else. Make sure you are focused on what you can control, and if you do, we all together know that they are able to play better football like they've done in the past, and obviously I will do everything to support them as good as I can, that they perform on another level on Sunday.
I mean, I don't know, in terms of from a normal week to week, how much of it is you and your coaches imparting the messages and how much you want in terms of feedback, but does it tilt, maybe particularly with your experienced players in a run like this, you want them to take ownership and then maybe to have their opportunity to get things across?
Yeah, listen, but I think we should not put too much pressure on the senior pros and on the experienced pros in a situation like this. Everyone is asked who has a shirt as a starter or from the bench to perform on his highest level. I think, and this is what I said, and this counts especially for the senior pros as well, try to be focused on what you can affect, what you can influence, and not to overthink too many situations, too many other players, the situation in general. I think this doesn't help in this moment. Obviously, the senior players are more used to situations like this because we all together know that a situation like this can happen in a season, in a championship season for sure. But we all together know as well, the only one who can turn it is us. So as quick as it turned into less good mood, you can turn it in a good mood. For this, you have to be clear, focused, strong in your mind, mentally strong as well, and make sure you are focused on what you can affect. And this is exactly the message which we gave them. We have so much trust and belief in them. I know what they are capable of doing, but we not have done it in the past. This is the truth as well, and obviously we are desperate, and we ask ourselves to be better than what we have done in the last week.
I mean, as you say there, you control what you can control, both yourself and your players. How big is this game for you this weekend in the context of the results recently?
Now listen, if recent results doesn't go in your way, obviously every game seems to be bigger than the game before. But the truth is as well, we have to be focused on this game, on that opponent, and not what happened beforehand. Because at the end of the day, this is exactly what we have to make sure. We can prepare the players as good as we can do, that they are aware about what they expect from Blackburn, what we have to do, which spaces we have to attack, in which areas they are vulnerable, and to give them the information to set up the right training. Luckily, we had a lot of training in this week to give them the right picture, and then there's a moment where the players cross the white line and the execution is on them, with all our support, with all our energy which we have, we like to give to them. But then it's up to them to do this, and I'm really looking forward to Sunday, because obviously what the truth is as well, every game is another opportunity, and we have a big task. Don't get me wrong, we are all aware about this, but this challenge is a very interesting one, and exactly a challenge which when you have them in football, you have to embrace as well.
So would you do anything markedly different in a build-up week like this now because the results aren't where they need to be, or do you actually place a lot of store by going back to your fundamentals almost and what you believe in and reinforcing those messages?
Okay, a lot of things will change in this week because of the kick-off time, if it's right. But I think what is quite interesting is if you are with the back at the wall, the good thing is then there's only one direction, only one direction, and this is exactly so. Be fearless, be brave, and be aggressive, and go for this direction. Put your shin pads on and go for it. This is quite easy, and this is the positives if you are in a situation which we face at the minute. And this is exactly the energy which I like to give into the players' head. We will go for it on Sunday because this direction which we'll have to go is pretty clear.
Yeah, I mean, and that's clearly how you want your team to go out and express themselves on the pitch, to be aggressive, be on the front foot and make things happen.
Absolutely. I think we have to make sure that we can come back to our best. So we are a team which loves intensity, loves energy, likes to defend on the front foot, likes to press, sometimes in the high press, sometimes in the mid block, wherever. And this is exactly what we like to do. Where we were on our best in the season when we have done exactly this. And this is obviously exactly what we like to do on Sunday again.
I mean, obviously listening to you today, it sounds like you really want to be positive and have a positive approach to the challenge. As you say, it's an opportunity for you to get back to what you've done. But is there a concern, with the results as they are, that the Carrow Road factor, you have to think about that if things aren't going well in the game? There's a frustration there amongst the fan base, which is a reflection of the recent results.
Yeah, listen, I think if I would not be positive, I think I should not sit here. I think in general, and this, I think every supporter in every football club, and for sure ours as well, they come on match day into the stadium and they like to support their team. They like that their team play good football, that they like that the team create chances, that they like that the team play with intensity, and that they like that their team will win. No supporter goes in the stadium and hopes they will not win, they will not play well. This is not the case. Unfortunately, we haven't delivered so far, and this is why the feedback which we got is not a great one. It's correct, and this is the truth. But the truth is as well, 6 weeks ago, it was totally different, wasn't it? So, and it turned. And who takes responsibility that it turned? Me. First and foremost, me, and obviously we as a team as well. And who can turn it again? It's us. And this is exactly what we have to make sure. So make sure and make everybody aware. I know everyone is there, that they like to cheer for us. They like to support us. But for this, we have to deliver something. And if we do, they will be on it. Again, for 100%. This is how a supporter's soul works. And this is the truth. And this is correct that it works. And this works for them exactly the same. And this is exactly why I say, yes, it's a task. It's a difficult task, but it's a proper challenge. So if we come through this dip all together, this can gel, and this can gel supporters with the team. This can gel the team in general, and this is exactly what my aim is. Because I said this, more or less every team in the championship will have a period like this, and now the question is how we will come over this period. We will come over together and stick together and move forward and be positive, brave enough and fearless, or we will not. And obviously the answer is only us who can give this, and our supporters will be on board for sure.
Just a couple more if I can, but Blackburn, how do you assess the challenge that they might present and where they're strong and where you'll have to, your team conversely have to be very good this weekend?
Super footballing team, super brave team, likes to keep the ball on the floor, likes to play football, create opportunities. Good side, very interesting side. They have a very interesting approach. Will be a top test for us. I can imagine there will be some goal chances in this game on Sunday. We will see if this is the truth.
Just a final one, because it was a real positive, but obviously for obvious reasons it was hard to maybe dwell on his performance last weekend. But Kellen Fisher, there's a player has stepped forward and has shown his desire to accept and embrace that challenge, and that's real positive in the here and now, but also moving forward, what you're trying to do here. Yeah,
I think we have a proper right back talent in our football club with Callum Fisher. I think if the one or other was not true on it after Sunderland's game. I think everyone now knows this. If you consider that this was his first game in the his first minute in the Championship, immediately his first start against Sunderland away from home against maybe one of the best wingers in the league as well. This makes his performance even bigger. So the great thing is, at least now everybody sees we have proper competition on the right back position. Because fair play to Jack Stacey, he was one of our most solid players maybe so far, if you take out maybe the last home game. But apart from this, he performed on a consistently good level. Fair play to him, but there's now competition. And this is great on this position, especially if it's such a young player and such a talented player who for sure will make some further steps.
Thanks, David. Good luck Sunday.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thanks, Paddy.